0, 1, 2, 3. Let's get started.
Okay, so today I wanted to talk about how to do a Form 1 for a 3D printed suppressor that you made yourself. I've done a couple of videos on 3D printed suppressors, specifically the FTN series, so if you want to see what that's all about, go check those out. In today's video, I'm going to be filing as an individual. I know that a trust is a popular option, but I've never done it, so I'm just going to speak on what I know. Before we get started, there's a couple of prerequisites here. First, you're going to need to go to eforms.atf.gov, and you're going to need to make an account. It only takes a couple minutes. And then you're going to also need, before you start this process, you're going to need fingerprints. You're going to need a passport style photo. You're going to need pictures, which you can download off Google, of all the components that you're going to use to make the suppressor. And you're also going to need any documentation that goes with it. So in the case of the FTN, there's a PDF file that is basically the instructions on how to make the whole thing. You're going to include those as well, but we'll get to that when we get to there. For the electronic fingerprints, well, they don't have to be electronic, but I would strongly recommend that you do electronic fingerprints. I got mine done at the UPS store. You can go online, you can find a UPS store near you that has the service. It's a one-time fee, it takes like 10 minutes. And then they email you the electronic fingerprints that day. And you can use them for every form that you do after that point. So you don't have to keep doing it over and over again. You just save the file. Every time you do a new form, you send it off with the new file, or with the new form. So highly recommend doing electronic fingerprints. The passport photo doesn't have to be an actual passport photo. It can literally just be you standing against a blank wall, just a picture of you, okay? So once you have all of that, this process is extremely fast. It's very easy. The hardest part is paying the government $200 for permission to use hearing protection. So here you can see we are on the eForms website, and right here on ATF Form 1, that's where we're going to click. Okay, now first page, application is made by individual, and then you hit next. This next page, there's nothing to fill out. You just read it and then hit next. Next page, again, nothing to fill out. Just make sure that these things are selected. Tax paid $200. We haven't paid the tax yet. That's at the very end. And then you're going to hit next. Applicant, this is where all your personal information is going to be. It should auto-populate based off of the information that you put in when you made your account. So you shouldn't really have to fill anything out here other than title of the submitter of the application. You can do owner or you can do maker. I'm going to type in maker because that's just what I've always used. And that brings us down to this question section. For me, all of these answers are no. These are the same questions that you get when you go to buy a gun at a gun store. And you'll answer them in whatever way is accurate for you. So for me, it's no all the way down. NA for the last one, country of citizenship. For me, it's the United States. And then we're going to hit next. Okay, now we're on responsible persons. We're not going to mess with anything here. We're not going to touch anything other than over all the way on the right side of the screen where it says actions. You hover over this little pencil and paper. It says edit line item. Click on that. If you mess with anything else on the page, sometimes it glitches out and you have to restart the whole thing. So I just don't mess with it at all. Just go straight to actions. It's going to bring up a new window, again, with a bunch of personal information that's pre-populated and based off of what you filled out before. This is where you're going to upload your photo and your fingerprints, and you're going to give them your date of birth and stuff. So photo, I'm going to upload my passport photo. Their website's very slow, so bear with me. Electronic fingerprints, I'm going to upload my EFT file. So for you doing this at home, you should enter your social security information. I am not going to enter anything, and you don't technically have to put anything here, but your application could be delayed if you don't put your social here. I'm not putting any personal information, obviously, because this is going on the internet. This is a dummy account with just fake information. And so I'm not going to put anything in the social. But for you doing it at home, put your social security number. And then it's going to ask for your date of birth. So I'm just going to type in a random date of birth. Oops. Obviously I wasn't born in 2001. What country you were born in, so United States. What state you were born in, okay? Not what state you live in, that's next. First it asks for what state you were born in, then it asks for what state you currently live in. Okay, sex, male, ethnicity, not Hispanic, race, white. Okay, fill all that stuff out. Make sure you don't leave social security number blank. Then you're gonna hit save and close. So we are done with the responsible persons page, and we can just hit next. So CLEO, this is your chief law enforcement officer. So whoever your county sheriff is, you're gonna put their information in here. So for me, it is the Fort Worth. Okay, so you're gonna fill all this out as it applies to you. This isn't gonna be the same for you unless you just happen to also live in Fort Worth, Texas. Okay, so find your chief law enforcement officer and put their information here. And it'll be the chief law enforcement officer for you will just be whoever, find out whatever county you live in, find out who the county sheriff is for that county. Okay. Now we're on line items. This is where we're going to actually add the information for the suppressor. So you click add firearm and it's going to bring up this window here. Now by default, manufacturer name is selected. We're going to go over here to by manufacturer code. And for the code, we're going to type in FMI. Okay, you'll see right here it says to do that. It says select manufacturer code, enter FMI. Okay, some people don't realize it says it right there and they get stuck on this page, but select manufacturer code, and then in the code box type FMI, verify manufacturer, manufacturer country, United States, next. So product type, silencer, model, I'm using the FTN as an example, so I'm going to type FTN, and then in the drop-down box there's going to be a bunch of pre-populated options because a ton of people have registered these things up to this point. So I'm going to select FTN.3, it's just the one I've always used. You select whatever applies to you, and then caliber, select whichever caliber it is of suppressor that you're making, unit of measurements, caliber. If you've designed your own suppressor from scratch, then you'll click this, my item description is not in the list, and you'll create your own item. Overall length, for me, it is 8.75. To find out your length, just take the file that you plan on printing and drag it into your slicing software. And most slicing software will give you the option to measure the object or drag it into a CAD program or whatever. Serial number is whatever you want it to be. So just make up something, whatever it is, just make up a number. That's your serial number. Here, we can even do, there, abolish the ATF 0001. You can do whatever you want for your serial number, doesn't matter. Description, we're gonna put hybrid suppressor made with additive manufacturing and composite reinforcement. I'm using my previous Form 1s as a reference right here, just so I'm not doing this all off of memory. Okay, so oops. Okay, hybrid suppressor made with additive manufacturing and oops. Composite reinforcement. There we go. Hybrid suppressor made with additive manufacturing and composite reinforcement. It's a tongue twister, but there you go. Just type that in exactly as it is. State why you intend to make it. Easy for all legal purposes. That's it. We're done here. Type those things in. We're done. Next. Okay. This is where we're going to upload those pictures that I told you. So just download pictures of all the stuff that you're going to be using. I've already got mine downloaded and ready to go. So, okay, my Break Castle Blast Shield for attaching suppressor. Add document. Okay. 3D printing filament for printing suppressor core. Add document. Now for the sleeve, if you're going to use the tube, then get a picture of a tube and describe the tube. I'm using the sleeve for this example, so reinforcing suppressor core, add document, browse. Okay. Two-part epoxy for making composite, add document. Blank metal plate for engraving serial number. So if you're doing the FTN3, you can do the metal washer. If you're doing the FTN4, I don't think there's enough room for the washer, so you can just use a metal plate and epoxy it onto the side if you're doing the carbon fiber sleeve. If you're doing the metal tube, then you don't need this because you can just engrave the metal tube. So add document. We're done here, but we're not done uploading stuff. So we're going to hit finish. We're done on this page. We're going to hit, we're going to hit next, not back. It's going to take us to the next electronic documents page. So there was an electronic documents page attached to this line item section, and now there's another one by itself up here. This is where we are going to upload the PDF file that comes with the FTN files when you download. You go to PLA Boy's Odyssey page. You find his most recent files. It's going to be a ton of freaking files in the pack. And then there's going to be PDF files that are the instructions on how to do it. You're going to upload that PDF right here. So you'll see mine says rifles suppressor assembly instructions, document type, additional silencer instructions, and then description. You put instructions for making suppressor. Add document. You can't upload this on the previous page because for me, the PDF that I have is too large. So that's why I uploaded on this section, okay? So we're done on this page. We're gonna hit next. Now we're just verifying. You just scroll through, make sure all your information is correct, and then you're gonna hit this little checkbox here that says everything's correct, and you're gonna hit next. So now we're at the last part, the worst part, the part where you have to give the government your money. So you hit certify, and then you hit pay. It's going to open up a payment window. This is where you're going to put in all your information. You're going to hit continue. They're going to take your money. You're going to be really sad, but you're going to be happy because you have a suppressor. I'm hitting cancel because I'm obviously not paying them right now. Once you do that, you'll be able to hit sign and submit, and then you're done. So from here, your application is submitted to the ATF. What you need to do is go back to the front page, go back to the home page. I'm going to cancel this out because I'm not actually completing this application, but you would hit sign and submit, and then from here, you're going to click on submitted/in process. Okay. This is the slowest part of their website, by the way. I don't know why it takes so long to interact with this sidebar, but this is legitimately the slowest part. But you're going to go here to submitted/in process. You're going to click on it. It's going to take forever to load, unfortunately. And then yours is going to say Form 1. Mine says no forms available because I didn't actually submit anything. Your Form 1 is going to be sitting right here, your submitted Form 1. Also, you're going to get an email as soon as you hit submit, and it's going to say status of application has been changed to submitted. And you're going to find it right here, and it's going to give you the option to download the thing that you just submitted, okay? So you're going to want to download that, or you can wait until it gets approved. It doesn't really matter, but one way or the other, if you can download this one, or you can download it once it gets approved from the approved section. You need to take a copy of what you submitted to the ATF, and you need to send it to your chief law enforcement officer, your CLEO, okay? I email it to mine. Like, I don't use certified mail. I don't walk it into the office or anything like that. I just find the email address for their office, and I send them an email with the document attached, and I say, in accordance with, the law or something. I can't remember what it is exactly that I sent. Hold on. Okay, so I send it to their records department and I say, in accordance with the ATF guidelines, I'm forwarding a copy of my Form 1 for the county sheriff, and then I just attach the file to the email. So you do the same thing. That's all. You don't have to wait for them to like give you a response. You're not legally required to, get anything back from them. You're just legally required to notify them that you have filed for a Form 1. Okay, so once you've done all that, that's it. You're done. Now you just have to wait for it to be approved. For me, all of mine got approved within 4 days. The longest Form 1 that I've had so far was my SBR, which took like 2 weeks for some reason. I think it was because I submitted it during the holiday period. Like, I basically submitted it at the worst time because first they were out of the office for Christmas, and then they were out of the office for New Year's. So or was it Christmas or was it Thanksgiving? I don't remember. I submitted it during the holiday season, so they were out of the office a bunch during the time when I had submitted my Form 1 for my SBR. But for my suppressors, all of my suppressors have come back within 4 days, whether it was my Form 1 suppressors or my Form 4 suppressors. So yours could come back sooner, then maybe it'll take longer. It just depends. It should come back pretty quick. And that's all you need to know. I can't think of anything else that applies here. If there had been anything else, I probably would have, run across it while I was doing the application. So I'm pretty confident that that's everything. Anyways, if this video was helpful to you, I would appreciate if you'd like and subscribe, maybe share the video if, someone else needs the information. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.